There are lots of videos on social media talking about how to get rich, but not many people pay attention to how not to get rich. I mean, why you likely will never get rich. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you some habits that you have or some things that you're doing currently that are going to hinder you from ever getting to rich status. Hi, my name is Ogochukwu Okolocha, and on this YouTube channel, I talk about money, business, personal finance, investing, and how best you can use the income you earn today to create transgenerational wealth. If you just found this YouTube channel, please hit the subscribe button, and I assure you that every moment you spend on this channel will not be waste. Back to why you may never get rich. First off, let's define rich status. Rich status is a place where there's no scarcity of funds, where there is no lack, where almost everything that you need money for is being met. Why you may never get rich? Number one, you come from a poor background. I know this is the reason that many people gave, that they have poor parents, they have poor relatives, nobody is there to help them, that's why they may never get rich. That's true to some extent, but aside of that, coming from a poor background means that you have a mindset that limits you from attaining financial success. And sadly, not many of us know that we have been programmed in a certain way that deprives us from doing things that will get us to that rich status. One of those poor habits that picked up from a poor background is not reading. Yes, not many people value reading. We think that reading is a waste of time. In fact, some of us went to school, went to university, we graduated, we're compelled to read just to pass our exams. But aside of that, we don't read. We don't value knowledge, we don't value information, we don't value, timeless education, right? There are some things that you don't know that are hindering you from attaining that rich status. Yes, if you don't know, you don't know. So you need to open a book and start reading. If you're not somebody that's given to reading, that means you're going to be left behind, because it is dedicated readers and information seekers that are men and women of impact. It is the people that study that get ahead. So if you want to go ahead in life, you need to study, you need to read. So not reading, it's an attribute of people that come from a poor background. And that thing is not being able to manage their finances, because you're used to living from hand to mouth, or would I say from pocket to mouth. You don't know how to manage resources, right? Even when your income increases, you spend all of it. So you don't value budgeting, you don't value saving, you don't value investing, because you were born in lack. So you are used to just spending without control. So the more money you get, the more money you spend. And truth be said, if you're not able to dedicate some part of the income that you earn for savings or for investing in your personal development, how then can you get rich? Some of us, there are certain skills that we can learn today that can turn around our finances. You may not get to that rich status, but at least it will increase your income. But because you spend all that you earn, because you do not value personal development, that is why you will never get to that point where you can be classified as a rich person. Coming from a poor background also means that you have poor friends, your environment does not support your goods, also means that you have network of people that are not going to be able to patronize your goods or services. You're not going to have people that can partner with you. There are a lot of limitations coming from a poor background, but however, the other reasons I'm going to be talking about is why you may never get rich. But if you can turn them around, even if you come from a poor background, getting rich is also very possible for you. Number two is unwillingness to evolve. See, change is constant. The world is moving. Today it is AI. We don't know what is going to be in the next 5 years or 10 years. But do you know that some people are not even able to use a computer? Talk more about AI, right? So when people were going to learn about how to use computer, they felt like this tech thing is not for them, that computer age is not for them. They stuck with doing things the traditional way, the way of doing business like their fathers did, and they are not moving forward. So the way to get rich now in a very shorter time is through the internet, through tech, through media, right? Digital media. So if you actually want to get rich and you are refusing to adapt to the new ways of getting rich, that means you are deceiving yourself. You just have to evolve, right? You have to learn cutting edge techniques and technologies that is present in our day to day. The way to make money 10 years ago is not the same way to make money today. Back then, you could just rent a shop in the open market right, and import products or buy from a supplier and put in your shop and just sit down in front of the shop, and then people would come and patronize you, and then you go home happy. These days, that kind of method is saturated. A lot of people are doing it now. If you want people to patronize you, you need to learn how to use digital marketing tools like Facebook ads. You need to learn how to do advertising. You need to learn how to put your products and services in the face of people so that they can patronize you. If, for example, you sell 2 products per day, by the time you start advertising, you can be selling 10 to 15 products per day. Yes, it's very possible, right? But the thing is that you're not doing it, and that is why getting rich is going to be very, very impossible for you. Because if you want to get rich from your business, it means that you need to increase the quantity or the orders that you get on a daily basis. From your career, if you want to get rich, it means that there are certain jobs that you cannot afford to be doing, because such jobs are not just only going to limit you from getting rich, they are also going to make you poorer. Yes, that's just the truth. There are some certain jobs that cannot get you to that rich status. So you need to sit back and evaluate. This job that I'm doing, this place that I go to on a daily basis, am I actually going to get rich if I spend 10 years, 15 years of my life in this place? Truth be said, in Nigeria today, there are only very few sectors that one can become rich from 8 to 5. Either it is finance or tech or oil and gas. I don't think, maybe maybe accounting, right? So very, very few sectors. So you need to be honest with yourself. Do I actually want to become rich? If you actually want to become rich, that means you have to think of how you can evolve. Many people have dropped their medical career and jumped into tech. Some people have dropped their engineering career and jumped into tech. Some people have left tech, they have gone into media. Some people have left nursing and got into media. You know, they are going into places where there is a high potential for making money in a very short time. Yes, because if you're in your 30s today, in the next 10 years, you're going to be in your 40s. Right? Time is running by. So the earlier you evolve, the earlier you move into the new ways of making money in 2025 and beyond, the earlier you're going to become rich. Number 3, inaction despite knowledge. Some people are ever learning but do not take action. So you attend all of the investing webinars that Money Lessons have hosted this year, but you have not invested anything. You have attended all of the webinars that talks about digital skills, how to make money online, but you're not taking the very bold step or the very necessary step to start making money. C, knowledge puffs up. Yes, knowledge is good, right? Knowledge is power, as they often say back in the days. But knowledge is no longer power. It is the application of knowledge that is power. If you want to start making money from those things you are learning about, you have to take action. You have to start doing. It's in the doing that you gain relevance. It is in the doing that you create value. And until you start creating value, that's when you can get paid. Okay? So start doing. Some of us need to stop paying for courses. You need to stop attending webinars. You have taken a whole lot of knowledge already that have become so much for you that you haven't confused because you're not taking any action. So take a break from learning. Those things that you have learned, go deep into those ones and start implementing. It's in the implementation that is how you now start making money and eventually get rich. Number 4, avoiding risk. See, taking risks, of course, can lead you to losses, right? Many people have lost their job, lost their business funds because they took risk. But fact is that no risk, no reward. At certain levels in our life or certain stages in our life, we have to take what is called calculated risks. Before you take any risks, you evaluate what is the worst that can happen if I do this, if I do that. Because if you do not do an evaluation, it means you will not jump out. Some people have refused to quit their job despite the fact that it pays them very little because they are scared of not being able to find other opportunities or going to somewhere else where there might not be financial stability there. Many people that do 8 to 5 are stuck in their finances because they refuse to quit their job. I was talking to somebody recently who has been working in a place for about 17 years, and I was asking, how come you have worked here for so long? That means you're enjoying the job, they're getting paid, you are being promoted. And he said no, that he's just working there because he doesn't think that there's an option for him out there. And I asked him, how do you know that there's no option out there? He says that's what he feels. Right, I told him that put away that feeling. That is a wrong assumption. There are openings out there for experienced hires or for people that don't have experience. But if you do not apply, how then can you be invited for an interview? If you don't get invited for an interview, how then can you get a job? So many people are stuck in the particular income range because they are not taking the bold step to seek for better opportunities. Some of us need to quit our job that pays us less than 100k and go and learn a digital skill. Yes, you spend 6 months of your life learning a digital skill, and the next 1 year you'll be earning way more than the 100k per month you have been earning over the last 5 years. Some of us need to jump. What's the worst that will happen? You fall and you get up back. Yes, if you're a very young person, you're in your 20s, you should be able to take on lots of risks, because not taking risks early is also a high risk. The high risk is that in your later years, you still remain poor. Okay, so take risks, guys. Take risks, especially if you're young. Take risks, take risks, take risks. Be bold enough to be able to make mistakes. Be bold enough to be able to burn yourself, because you have time to recover. Okay, that is how you're going to get rich. Some people have become rich today because they changed career, they changed the line of business, they dropped a skill that would bring them money before to learn another skill that will bring them more money. Of course, skills differ. There are low income skills, there are mid income skills, and there are high income skills. So you need to sit down and look at this thing that I'm doing today to make money. Is it going to be able to make me a lot of money to become rich in the next 10 years? If you do not see that possibility, that means you need to jump. You need to jump into something else that has the potential to make you more money. I know you may be saying that these things are just nice to say, it's easy to say and all of that. Yes, of course, I know it's not easy, right? But these are the things that needs to be done if you want to get rich. That's your civil service job that you think that because you cannot be sacked, you will get gratuity at the end of the day when you retire at 60. See, job security is a scam. You don't need job security, you need growth, right? So there's a point in your life where you need to be pursuing growth and not job security. Don't go and get a job where you'll be there for 5 years and they'll promote you only one time. That's not good for you. You're a very young person, take risks. You're not getting promoted in a certain organization, leave that organization and go to the next. What's that happen is that you quit that job and go to another one. As you keep on moving, so also with your income increase. Last but not the least is unbelief. Yes, if you do not believe that you're going to be rich, then you will not be rich. Many people have given up on themselves, many people have given up on the country. They do not see any possibility of making lots of money in this country. But many people are making money, hundreds of millions of naira, billions of naira on a monthly basis, or even on a weekly basis. Why? Because they first of all believe that there are people out there that can patronize their products and services. That belief is what will enable them to optimize their product or their service. That belief is what will make them to go into marketing. Because if you do not believe that people can actually patronize your product and services, so also would you not create ads for people to see? Yes, that's a lot of people don't run ads. They don't believe that people would buy. So unbelief is very dangerous, guys. So change your mindset. Whilst people are complaining about how bad the country is, leave such rooms to join rooms where people are thinking about how they can create value, how they can optimize their product and services, how they can reach out to new audience, how they can nurture their existing audience, how they can, just rebrand their business, how they can become more visible for more people to see them. Just think about positive things. See, if you do not believe that you can actually make money, no matter what you do, you will not make money. You can never outdo your mindsets. As a man thinketh, so he is. If you want to win in this world, you must first win in your mind. Once again, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. See you in the next one.